What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's Sunday, so you know what that means. It's time for another My Hero Academia Recussion for Chapter 301. So, ignore my hands. So let's just hop right on into this. Alright, so, as like I've been doing the last few times, I've already read through the chapter, a couple times actually, because the first time I read through it, the site was being messy and some pages weren't loading up, so I missed out on like one or two pages, but so far we're dealing with another. We're with the Endeavor family, or the Todoroki family once again. This time we go back to Endeavor meeting his wife, or yeah, his wife. I forgot. I thought they got divorced for a second. I was like, no wait, no they didn't. We get to see a little bit more with Toya when he was a kid. We actually learned the backstory of him a lot more, and it's really interesting. But so we find out a little bit about them in the beginning. Ray is just like, she knew full well that it was just a quirk marriage from the start, but she said she'd do it for her family's sake. Really brings back in the whole Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender vibes, you know, with his mom Ursa being forced to marry Ozai because she was a descendant of Roku, and they're trying to have a powerful lineage. It feels like a little bit that you see them warm up to each other for a little bit. Then we cut back to present day. Endeavor's just in the hospital bed. He's like, Ray, so are you really okay? And she's like, no, I'm not okay. And that's why I'm here. And so we see Dobby, and he's just looking over his body, and he's like, that's a lot of burning. And that he can't feel a thing, though. And he's just thinking to himself, I know dear old dad's not gonna die. He's in a position to where even if he wanted to, he can't. He's gonna have to make some sort of public statement, and pretty soon too. He then says, Enji Todoroki, Mom, Fuyumi, Natsu, and Shoto, take a real good look at me in the depths of hell. And then we go back to when Toya was a child. It's like, you got the day off. You gotta help me with some quirk training. Why'd you change your mind all of a sudden? And Endeavor's like, I keep saying, it's for your own good. And so we learned that while Toya did in fact inherit his father's flame quirk, he wasn't able to inherit his, I guess, not necessarily immunity to it, but just his resistance to it. So what happened was that while his flames burn harder than Endeavor's, he inherited his mom's freezing temperature quirk aspect of his quirk, basically. So he's going to get burned a lot more easily. But if you throw him in a snowstorm, he won't freeze to death, apparently. And then, so it's just, the doctor says, I have to say, attempting to create custom children, it's quite taboo in our quirk-based society, so I can't advise it. And so this is when we kind of see the slippery slope of Endeavor becoming the monster who he was for a while. He puts it into Toya's head that he can surpass All Might, and then he realizes that he can't do it. That's when he tries to have more kids. Dobby, whatever, it's the same person. So Dobby's talking to Fuyumi and saying, I get a little burned, so what? I know my own body better than anyone. And then Fuyumi says, but Toya, I don't like it when you get hurt either. And, what do you know? You're a girl, you want to get it anyways. And she's like, I'm worried, that's all. Which, honestly, that's, side note, I know it's just, she's saying that's all, but adorable. And Toya said, I already got it in my head that I gotta surpass the other guy. That's the one who lit that fire underneath me. Ray's just talking to Endeavor saying, no, that'd be too much, it's too cruel, especially that you know that Toya knows why you want to have other kids, what you're hoping to achieve through the children. And Endeavor's just, no matter what I say, he comes home with fresh burns every day. He inherited that pig-headed stubbornness from me, and so the only way to make him give it up is to have more kids, since he'll never be the one to surpass. And this is, like I said, this panel right here on, once again, I'm reading it on the website, page 9. This panel is a great looking panel. This is where the obsession, the monster of Endeavor is born. So he keeps having more kids. Natsu is born, and we see Toya just disheartened. Endeavor's working hard. All Might's doing his thing. The flames are just burning bright. The flames of jealousy are just burning brighter with Endeavor. Ray, just looking even more and more broken. And then finally, Shoto is born. With this, Ray is just relieved. Like, Endeavor is just like, finally. And Toya is completely heartbroken. He's out in the snow practicing with his fire. And he's just like, no, Dad, I can do it too. I can surpass him. Look how strong my flames are. And it's just, look at me. And he's just like, why don't Endeavor just stop it? You're covered in burns and you still don't get it? How? You have to look beyond all this. Play with Natsu and Fuyumi. Make some friends at school. Stop trying to be a hero. I know you understand this. And he's like, take my advice, and this will all be a distant memory soon. The kids at school all said they want to be heroes. I can't understand that. And then we just see him finally. This is the start of where this is probably the moment that Dabi was actually born. Because I've got you for a father. We have to cool him down. Like, he's starting to just go like supernova. He's like, Ray's gonna saying we have to cool him down. We just see baby Shoto just like just looking dirt. Fuyumi's starting to cry, and Natsu's just like, what? I don't know what's going on. Toya, you lit this fire in me, Dad, and it's not going out. I can't just pretend it's not there. And he's just, look at me, Endeavor. Look at me. And then he just, with his flames, he's going to attack. He's going to attack Ray and Shoto at the same time. And that's when Ray says, you don't get to claim you're hurting more than anyone. And you're not the only one who didn't really see him. And that's the end of the chapter. In all honesty, the Todoroki family is the best part of the, so far the best part of My Hero. Once again, I do have to say that I do want to know what's going on with Deku in the One-Scape, just because that's a given, because that is a very interesting part of it, but this right here, so fucking good. I like how, I think I said the reason why I'm liking Dabi now more is because he's so fucking like theatrical. He was so theatrical, you know what I'm saying? Like with his when his reveal, when he was actually Toya, and finding out that he became the thing that led him down as a supervillain was his dad saying that he couldn't follow his dream. And I get it, after being said that, hey, I'm raising you to take out the number one hero. You're going to become a hero, and you're going to become the number one. You're going to surpass All Might. And just for your dad to come in and is like, no, you got to give it up. Just give it up. Just stop it. All I can think about is just in an alternate universe or some other story, some theater kid goes on to become a supervillain because his dad wanted him to play football instead. Or something. And honestly, I truly feel like had Toya been the one to surpass, been perfect, Endeavor wouldn't have become a monster. Granted, I don't think Shoto or Natsu or Fuyumi, I think, I've been saying it wrong, probably been saying it wrong this whole time. Obviously they wouldn't have been born, but either way, this is just fantastic. Learning more about Endeavor, about what he's done, the whole situation. Now I'm just curious to see what did they do what happened for them to think that Toya died, because then there's like they're out, like Endeavor and Toya were out and they were out training in the mountains or something, so that's why they thought he was dead. If that's the case, how did if this is the moment where Toya died, I'm just kind of curious. I'm like, so what happened? Like, after this, do they just ship him off somewhere so that way he doesn't try to kill Shoto again? Because he's going full blast. He's about to attack Shoto and his mom. He's probably going to try to kill the other kids too. If he would, he's probably going to try and kill them. Obviously it doesn't work, but I'm kind of curious to see what happens. Like, do they just send him off somewhere and then after that, that's when it happens? Like, he fakes his own death, or what? Honestly, I'm just very curious about this. Like I said, I started mentioning this last week. While this is the Todoroki family is definitely some of the highlights for My Hero. Like, whenever we have a chapter, like, just focusing on them, it is some of the best My Hero, like, out there. I am glad that they are more or less a side story as opposed to just the main cast, just because I feel like their story, just, like, it's a great story, like I said, but it just, if you were to make this, like, the entire premise of the My Hero Academia universe, it wouldn't be My Hero, obviously. It would just be, you know, Todoroki and family or something like that. Well, Todoroki, this is the family's name, but you get what I'm saying. But either way, as always, like just reading this stuff is so good. And like I just cannot wait until this stuff is animated because this is gonna be so fucking good. It's like the W reveal, all this, like I cannot wait. Seeing like the descent into Endeavor becoming the man that he is, for lack of a better, it's fascinating. It's like I said, man, I think I've gone on record saying this before, but the man is he was a monster. And I'm not going to sit here and tell someone, I'm not going to sit, if you hate him, then you hate him. I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you otherwise, if you're dead set on that. After everything that he's done, it's like he says, he's not trying for forgiveness. He's looking for atonement. He's trying to fix his mistakes. And that's something that not a lot of people, IRL or in fiction, try to do. I don't think his family will ever forgive him. And honestly, they probably shouldn't. But God, this is so fucking good. This is one of the main reasons why I love My Hero so much. It's just, this is so fascinating. Oh man, all relatively speaking, this is just, it's a shortish chapter. It's so good. Oh man, I can't wait for next week to see what happens. But without, as much as I love to ramble on about things, I'm just gonna call this the video because there's not much more I can say. This is a fantastic fucking chapter. I cannot wait for next week. If you made it this far, as always, thank you so much. I want y'all to have a great day. Happy Valentine's Day for those, if you're, for you. But if not, y'all have a great day, and I'll see y'all later.